Giants fans, what is going on? You are listening to the second episode of Rush Hour, hosted by Nikki over here, right?
Yes.
She
Hi.
is back.
I'm back.
And I'm back too, Spartan Mike. And, although Michigan State had an abysmal season, I looked at this crisp, dark green jersey and I said, you know what? I think I'm out of jerseys right now, truly. I wouldn't have normally worn this, but whatever. But anyway, guys, look, this is, any subject goes on this episode. We want to talk football. We want to talk fantasy. We want to talk betting. You guys name it, you bring it to the table. We can even talk college football if you would like.
Well, you can. I can talk college basketball. See, we bring you the best of both worlds.
Nikki, I don't know if you saw the Michigan State almost lost to Portland State in basketball.
Yeah.
So
almost a rough one for you, right?
Yeah, absolutely. But anyway, look, I'm going to do this. I'm going to put the link in this chat room. It's already on Twitter. Anybody who's watching right now can hop in and just talk to us live if you're cool with being on camera. If not, you always cover the camera. You do what you want. But we'd love to hear from you. We'd love to have you on. Real Cold G, here he is in the comments section. It's the funniest dude that we've ever had in the room every time he joins. Oh, yeah, we're losing it. But, Nikki, I would like to start off. What is the most important topic you think we should talk about first?
Well, first, I think we should let the people know that Rush Hour is brought to you by Astroflave, which has some wonderful, organic, clean supplements. As soon as I am out of my collagen, I will get theirs. But as you guys know, I always take my water bottle everywhere, every show I go to. Actually, somebody asked where I got it, so I sent them the link to Astroflave. But I guess we should talk about how was Thanksgiving.
Listen, my Thanksgiving was great. I was with extended family. I was back in the East Coast. I was at the Giants-Lions game on Sunday, and obviously that wasn't fun, but it was nice being back with my family because that was a tradition to go to the Giants games. And, seeing a game live in person, even with a loss, if you're with the people, it's a tradition, and that makes it so much more fun. That aside, Thanksgiving itself, Spartan Mike got stuck with cookie duty. So, everybody gets assigned something. Everybody's got to bring something. And if you don't really know what you're doing, you have to bake. So I did like a whole bunch of test trials with like recipes I found on Reddit. And I made really, really killer good chocolate chip cookies.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I can't even bake. So that's amazing.
Yeah. And you know what? The kids approved. That's what I wanted at the end of the day. I didn't care what the old people thought. I wanted to hear what the young ones had to say because I want them talking in schools about it. I want a contract with Costco is what I'm saying, Nikki.
Yeah, you should. You get your distribution contract, right?
There we go.
The modeling contract, the distribution contract. We got you. Don't worry about it.
Absolutely. How was your Thanksgiving?
Well, I host, as I complained about all week. Not complain, but it was added stress because it is very hard to host Thanksgiving, but then add your team playing on top of it, and then add to the fact that it is a divisional rival game, and it was difficult. But thankfully, I had my sister there. She was helping. We had a good time, lots of alcohol, lots of pumpkin pie.
You need a lot of alcohol to watch that game.
Oh, my God. It started off great. I was like, wow. All right, they showed up. And then it was just like, wah, wah, wah. Yeah. It was not good.
I just had a feeling because, when there's mistakes early and the other team's that much better, I just kind of felt like things were going to change. But, it sucks to watch it unfold.
Yeah, that was not great. And I know we'll get into it tomorrow because, hey, guess what? Yeah. We are both on Giants Guys and Rush tomorrow. So you get a double dose of Nikki Sixx and Spartan Mike. Aren't you guys lucky? Yes. What else stood out to you from week 12? I'll tell you what, last night's game was wild. I thought after the Eagles scored that second touchdown, I was like, I tweeted, oh boy, this game's about to get out of hand.
Yeah.
And I spoke too soon because here came Green Bay, like deciding that they were going to play. And stupid me, I got so frustrated with AJ Dillon and Robert Tonyan in my fantasy league. I was like, I'm done with you, Tanya. I'm dropping you. I picked up Fabian Moreau, right? I was just so sick of AJ Dillon and his 4 points. It was like, I'm going to bench him. Why is this the week that they decide that they want to play? Okay. So it always happens like that. Always. Did you have like a fantasy misstep this week?
Yeah, I had a huge fantasy misstep. And real quick, I'm going to go into that. I do want to announce we have somebody that's joining the room, and he looks like he is ready to not talk about the New York Giants. We'll bring him in just a second. Nikki, I forgot to set my lineup in every single league. I drove back on Sunday. I had a 12-hour car ride to get back here to Chicago. And the last thing on my mind on Saturday, even though I'm in first and in third in 2 of my leagues, is to set my freaking lineup. So I lost all my games. I'm still, in driver's seat with a couple, but that was really stupid because I would have won.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Every single one you forgot?
Every single one. Got 3 leagues and absolutely blew it.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Wow.
And if that's not bad enough, we have a Washington Commanders fan in the chat room, and he looks like he is ready to talk. And hey, I don't blame him. They're on a roll right now. Rio Robinson, what is going on, man?
All right.
How are y'all?
Rio to come on because I'm doing his show on Wednesday. So it's only fair you come on my turf right now.
Hell yeah.
For sure. Nikki said, come on. And I never pass up an invite. How are y'all doing on this Monday?
We're doing all right, man. Did you have a good Thanksgiving?
I had a good Thanksgiving. I had a better Thanksgiving than you guys. You guys took an L to Dallas. We got another victory yesterday. It was ugly, like we normally win, but we're the hottest team in the league right now. So I'm all smiles right now.
Are you the hottest team in the league?
Well, since week 6, we have the best record in the NFL. We are 6-1 post week 6. So right now, technically, we are the hottest team in the league right now. I know there's some context to it that will probably, like when you get into the numbers and the statistics and things like that, we probably aren't the hottest team in the league. But record-wise, we are, so I'll take it right now.
All right. Well, you guys did have a nice ceremony yesterday honoring Sean Taylor, right? 15th anniversary of that. So that was nice. But we're not friends this week, Rio. We are not friends.
It's
no.
war.
Yeah, no, this is war. And thank you to whoever made the schedule for the Giants, because I feel like I am doing a rival show every single week now. I really am.
And we got y'all twice coming up over a 3-week period. We got y'all in New York by and then in Washington, which is nuts. And they haven't even told us whether it's a Saturday or Sunday game yet when y'all come to Washington. I hate it.
It's like, please tell me so I can plan accordingly here. I'd like to make sure, that, flights, people have like things that they got to consider when they're making these plans. So, I'm with you. Like, just tell us the day. I don't care if they change the time.
I know. I'm a season ticket holder, and I don't know what I'm doing that weekend yet because I don't know if it's Saturday or Sunday. I don't know if it's going to be the afternoon, the evening, or the night. Like, come on, man.
Exactly. I'm with you. You plan to go out to the bars afterwards? You plan to tailgate? Well, actually, let me ask you this. If it's a Sunday game, are you a big tailgater, Rio?
Oh, yeah. I get to the stadium at like 9 a.m. It's like a full work shift on Sundays when it's game day. Like, I pull up at 9 and leave at 5:30. It's like you're clocking in.
Putting in a whole 8.5 hours there. Get double time, holiday pay, whatever.
Hell yeah. It's a sick day when we lose after you put in a whole shift at a not great stadium. But it's been nothing but good vibes, and the stadium experience has dramatically improved over the last couple years. So, hell yeah.
Yeah. I'm with you. Look, me and my dad went down there in 2019 to watch the Giants, to watch the Chase Young Bowl, actually.
The Chase Bowl.
Chase Bowl. And we had an awesome time. Like, we truly had a fantastic time. It's very easy from the Philly area to get down to Washington, but the fans were nice. Stadium wasn't that great, but I don't really care. We had good seats there, and it was an absolute blast. So let me ask you this historical perspective. What's the greatest game you've ever seen as a Washington fan at that stadium?
There's not very many to go off of. I'll say one of them was last year, week 2, when we beat y'all on Thursday Night Football.
Oh, come on with this
listen, I haven't seen.
Who invited this guy?
I know. What was I thinking?
Listen, y'all have actually seen success in your lives as fans of the Giants. Y'all have seen a Super Bowl in 2007 and 2011. I've never seen my team win 11 games. I'm 31 years old. I've never seen 11 wins. I've never seen the conference championship weekend, and I've never seen a quarterback throw for 30 touchdowns. So a Thursday night week 2 victory in which it's a thriller, and you guys dropped a touchdown late and then jumped off sides with a missed field goal, and then we made it. That was great because y'all had beat us 4 times in a row. Daniel Jones is 4-1 versus us. So he's something I'm concerned about because we were 2 kind of lucky things away from him being 5-0 versus us. That was great. And every game I attended to watch RG3 in 2012 was magical. It was like anything else I've seen in my life here. So I don't got no playoff stories to tell y'all about or nothing crazy like that. But we had 2012 and we had a nice Thursday night game last year.
Oh. Thursday night game. All right. Hang your hat on this Thursday night game. Get out of here telling us how bad it went down. We don't need to relive these memories. We
was
had a
fun.
rough day.
I got a whole
Thanksgiving.
vlog on my channel. You can relive the whole night if you want to.
I think I will leave that one in the past.
Yeah.
Don't want to dwell too much.
I think I think I'm all set here. I'm still trying to like get the taste out of my mouth from this horrible Thanksgiving game. So, but I mean, the Giants were overmatched. We just have to call it what it is. We are decimated with injuries. All right, let's talk stadiums. Whose stadium is worse, Rio? Have you been to MetLife?
I have not been to MetLife yet, but I will. I can give you an easy answer that there's not a stadium in the league as bad as FedEx Field. Listen, I have a great time at the stadium. I have a great time with the people that attend the stadium, and it's been dramatically improved since the new regime has come in. We actually have good grass now, a good playing surface, the aesthetic around the stadium. There's nice art. They're doing good things now, but I promise you, like you're not going to see pipes bursting in any other stadiums. You're not going to see some of the stuff. There's a whole obstructed view section that goes around in the 200s where you might get a whole ass column in your way of the game. Like there's
man, imagine paying $100 to $400 to bring your family to a game and you're behind a column. Like I can sit at home for $50 and watch it on TV with a mountain of buffalo wings and a 6-pack.
That's that Daniel Snyder shit right there, man.
Well, I'm glad you brought him up. Do you want him to sell the team?
It is my dream. Like there's not many things in life that I think about every day. I've thought about Daniel Snyder selling it. Honestly, I'm not exaggerating. This isn't a hyperbole when I say we will probably have a parade in the streets of the DMV when he sells the team. Like when he sells it, that is equivalent to a Super Bowl for 2022 Washington football fan. It's that serious.
Wow.
Let me ask you this. So, I mean, I understand the criticism. You know, he's been criticized for years with his ownership. Help a Giants fan out that doesn't really quite understand. Like we've had a lack of success with John Mara. He's made some stupid moves, but he still spends the money. You know, he still deflects management. He doesn't make a lot of decisions himself. I wouldn't necessarily call him a bad owner quite yet. What makes Snyder bad? Just help me out because I really don't know the whole story.
Oh, I got you. I give you all the context you need. Well, I'll tell you this. Before my time, Washington was a storied franchise in this league. They were storied. They were successful. They won 3 Super Bowls from 83 to 92 with 3 different quarterbacks, something nobody does. And they went to 5 Super Bowls over a 12-year period. This team, since Daniel Snyder bought the team in 1999, has been a joke, and we can't even be bad in peace. Like there are franchises like the Detroit Lions and the Jacksonville Jaguars, they get the Browns in certain years. They can be bad. They can get the first pick of the draft and live in silence. We managed to be bad while making the Washington Post, New York Times, the New York Post. We managed to make a headline every week and be bad. We strike out on so many players over the years. Dan is not a good person. Like, I don't know if you've heard, his name is everything his name is tied to is something negative. The culture in the workplace was so toxic and bad for women for 2 decades. There's at least 50 complaints of sexual misconduct, and they just haven't found a smoking gun to directly attach Snyder to it. But now even Snyder's been attached to some of the things that happens here. The guy sues fans. He doesn't put money into the stadium, and he doesn't address his problems head on. He never addresses fans. He doesn't speak. He gets on his boat, his yacht with his 70-inch IMAX screen, and then he walks in during draft time and makes decisions that he has nothing to do. I don't know if you know the story of how we drafted Dwayne Haskins, but Dwayne Haskins went to high school with Dan's son at Bullis in Maryland. The whole draft room, Jay Gruden, Kyle Smith, the entire scouting department, they wanted no parts of Dwayne Haskins in that draft.
But they went for him because just because of the ties.
Our head of scouting said, I will vomit if we draft Dwayne Haskins. God rest his soul, by the way. God rest. I'm not trying to speak down to the dead, but they wanted no parts of drafting him. Dan walked his ass off his yacht, walked into the draft room and said, we're drafting Dwayne Haskins. So just pretty much said, F all of the scouting and homework that you guys do 365 days a year. Walks in the room and does that. He meddles. He gave RG3 keys to the franchise when he was here and let his ego take control. He let RG3, after the knee surgery, sit the Shanahans down in Dr. Andrews Rehab Center in Florida and look them in the face and say, we're not running the zone read anymore because I want to be a pocket passer like Tom Brady and Peyton Manning and Aaron Rodgers. The offense that worked and took the league by storm, he looked the coaches in the eyes and said, yeah, we're not doing that anymore. And Snyder let it happen. Like, he meddles, he gives players too much power. They say he doesn't let people call him Daniel. He only lets people call him Mr. Snyder. He doesn't let people look in his eyes. There are so I can go all day. Wow. I can go all day with the toxicity of this dweeb. That's what I call him, Daniel the dweeb. I can go all day with stories.
Imagine being such a bad owner. You go 6-11 every year, and you demand the respect of the players to call you Mr. Yeah. I think I've heard enough here.
Let's just be clear quickly on the whole toxic workplace and the investigation. They hired their own firm to investigate, correct? It wasn't like it
themselves.
Yes, they did it themselves.
It's like Pablo Escobar building his own prison. Like, it was just kind of like, okay, well, we know what's going to happen here.
Yeah, you didn't have any outside influence. All right, Rio, before we let you go, all right, let's take a peek at what does the line look like. All right, it's 2.5. Over under is 40.5. What do you like?
Oh, I'm taking it. I'm smashing the under. I'm smashing the under because I think this is going to be another. We win ugly. We win ugly, gritty games. And while I like the moxie and I like the energy he brings the team, Taylor Heineke doesn't put points on the board. A lot of our fans will not admit that. We don't score points with this guy behind the center, but we somehow come out on top at the end of the day. I see it being something like 20-17. Either way it goes, I think we have a good chance to win it, but you guys are well-disciplined. Wink Martindale's defense concerns me. It could go either way, but I like that we're favorites right now. That makes me feel good.
It's funny you say that because real quick, the Giants aren't getting out of these games, very cleanly either. So it's going to be a very sloppy battle to the finish.
Oh yeah, Mahomes. Daniel Jones. Because we make him look like Lamar Mahomes every time he plays. The guy. I remember he ran like a 65-yard read option on us last year at home. Yeah. Every time we play him, he gives us issues, and he should be 5-0 versus us. So that's something I'm a factor in. He has our number, and he turns up when he plays against us. But I like our chances, and I'm looking forward to getting Nikki on the channel to talk about this.
All right, well, we're gonna turn up on Wednesday, so everybody tune in. We're gonna go at it a little bit more. Rio, thank you for coming on my turf. We appreciate it. Have a good night. I'll see you Wednesday.
Well, all right. You know what? Washington fans are respectful. That's what I like. If we had an Eagles fan on here, I probably would have had to shut the whole thing down.
Oh, no. The channel, our YouTube link would have broke.
No, exactly.
I did invite them on, but.
That's all right. That's all right. I can think of a few that I grew up with, a very few that I grew up with that I could say, you know what, they might be worthwhile.
But, do you think the Commanders are the hottest team?
I think what the Commanders are is very similar to the 2020 New York Giants. They're turning up mid-season. They already had a very slow start, and they're winning ugly games, but surprising people. I said 2020 Giants. I'm sorry, the Giants started off too slow that year. They started off like 1-7 before they turned ship. Washington turned it around a little earlier, so they could still make the playoffs as a wild card team. But they're no better than us, is what I'm saying. They're playing hot. They don't have too many injuries. But like Rio said, they're getting out of these games very sloppy. So, we met our maker. This is a very even game, and it's probably going to be a very exciting game too.
I'm nervous for it, but I think the Giants are going to get some guys back, nice, rested, and healthy. So that will help.
Yeah, definitely.
Do we have somebody else ready to pop in or no?
We do. Giants fans, I want to welcome BT Giants. I mean, he's got his own podcast. Yeah. He does some really awesome analytics work. In the offseason, when we discussed Jones, it was like we were the only guys like on the same page. It was like, look, if he's not going to be good, we can't re-sign him. We can't do it. BT Giants, man, I know we go at it on Twitter. This is the first time I think we've ever actually talked to each other, man. So it's a pleasure to meet you in person.
What's going on, guys? I'm happy to hop on. I'm excited, man. It hasn't been – unfortunately, it's not in the best terms that we're coming up here, man. 2 straight losses, but
Yeah.
we're here, so it's all good, you know.
No, I completely agree with you. It's like, we started off hot, which is great, but now I guess we're 3-1 the last 4, and it's disappointing. I could have gotten over Dallas a little bit more on Thursday if they beat Detroit. Like, I probably wouldn't even care. I'd be like, all right,
Exactly. To me, the Dallas game wasn't. It was like it's whatever to me. The Detroit game really hurt me because that's a game that was like we need this game because it's gonna be a tough stretch afterwards.
Yeah.
I was already thinking about the Dallas game. It's gonna be a loss, but it was a lot more competitive than I thought it was just because of the 2 turnovers. But overall, we had no business being on the field with Dallas, especially with all the injuries that we had.
No, you're completely right. I couldn't agree more. It was, you're right. The 2 turnovers kept us in early, and I just felt like at some point everything was going to collapse because I didn't feel
we didn't do enough. So we were up at the halftime, right? But we just didn't do enough with those turnovers. It should have been a bigger cushion. And what I think that Dallas realized when they went to halftime was like, listen, we play like crap the first half, and yet we're still a touchdown away from, I think it was either taking the lead or tying it. And they just said, let's go back to running the game. Like if we would have taken Dallas out of, just made them one dimensional in that game by scoring, making that maybe a double digit lead, I think that we would have rattled Dallas. Dallas gets rattled really easily. They just abandoned the run, but we didn't rattle them, and they just came in the second half and just punches in the mouth the whole time. It sucks.
Yeah. Yes, it sucks. But we have the Commanders coming up, which is a little more even playing field for us. And you know what else we have coming up? OBJ is visiting the Giants Thursday and Friday. What do you guys think?
Mike, what you got on that?
So here's my thing. I have tweeted in the past that like the obsession a lot of people have with Odell is kind of sickening me because it's like even the only reason being is because it's kind of like guys, if we do get him, and I want him, if he's, I mean,
right,
he's there,
same.
get him. Don't sleep on it. But I for this is from an unbiased, like not nothing against his personality, nothing against anything. I don't know if he's going to come back and play as exceptional as he once did. Granted, everything is an elevation at this point, but it's not like to me he comes back, he's Justin Jefferson, so that's why I have a little bit more reservation on it.
Right.
But again, want him back. If he comes in Thursday, lock the doors and don't let him out, please.
Yeah, I feel the same. It's to me, it's like it's if we get him, great. If we don't, oh well, we're 7-1. We were 7-4 without him. This team is not. It's not about the wide receiver. The reason why we're losing these games, it's because we're depleted. We're hurt. We're a bad depth team, and on top of that, it's like the positions that are hurt in this team. We're down to like the 4th string guy in those positions. That's what's hurting us. Even the wide receiver position, like great, Odell comes and he's an absolute upgrade, but we're still running in there with like the 3rd string left tackle. Neal is coming back this week, hopefully. We're running with 4th string tight ends. So it's crazy what's going on here with the Giants. And can Odell be an upgrade? Yeah, but he's not going to be that big of an upgrade. We need to get healthy as a team. That's where the upgrade is going to come. So yeah, I'm with you, Mike. If he comes, great. If he doesn't, oh well. I even if Odell gets here, there's a lot of stepping stones that still have to happen. He has to get in playing shape. He has to build some type of continuity with Daniel Jones, and he has to learn this playbook. Can all that happen for the remainder of this season? To be determined.
Yeah, I'm with you. Couldn't agree more. I mean, because if it's going to take him 2 weeks to kind of get up and running again, just to get back to where you can get him in the game, it's going to be really challenging to get that elevation until end of year. But hey,
how is he going to be effective? He's not going to be effective in those 2 games. As for example, they're probably going to put him in a package. It's a lot. It's a lot to ask out of Odell and this offense. And this offense that doesn't even throw the ball like that. Will they throw more? Maybe, but it's just weird, But again, I would love Odell, but it's going to be real interesting to see that mechanics and how it's going to play out.
He's going to be more effective than Kenny Golladay.
That's true.
So whatever Odell can contribute, even if it takes him a couple weeks, it's going to be better than what we have now.
Not 100%. Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. So go ahead, Mike.
No, I was just going to say from the Giants' perspective, if he walks in, they got to, I think it's in their best interest to do everything they can to bring him back just for that elevation standpoint, but Like if we don't get him, it's going to be because Odell either A, gets a better offer, or B, goes to a team that he is more likely to win the Super Bowl, and he's more than happy to go there.
Yeah,
Is
I
he
still
ring
think
chasing? Like, what do you guys think about that?
I
Is he
think
just
he's
ring chasing?
I think he's ring chasing. But people say that because he did say he wants stability, he wants a place
Yeah.
where he's gonna buy a new home. I'll believe it when I see it. To be honest, like I think that he's either gonna end up right now. I think I don't think it's between us and Dallas. I think it's between us and a Super Bowl, like in a full-fledged Super Bowl contender. I don't think Dallas has any chance at him, but that's just I don't know. Like I don't have any evidence towards that, but I think it's a three-way race between us, Kansas City, or Buffalo. That's it. I don't think Dallas is in that picture.
What about Baltimore?
I don't think Baltimore's in that picture.
So we do know that they did reach out to his agent. So
Baltimore did?
Yes, still in the mix. It probably makes the most sense for the Ravens because they just cannot, they refuse to give Lamar Jackson help. Like, when's the last time the Ravens had like a number one wide receiver?
Bates is hurt all the time. Yeah, like this is the year where he's actually had somebody that he could rely on, but Bates has been hurt. Rashawn Bates has been hurt, and he has Andrews. No, here's the difference between going to Baltimore and being in the Giants. When plays break down, Lamar is going to look to sometimes run, but he's going to sometimes look to play that backyard football and throw it deep to Odell. That's not a guarantee coming over here.
Right.
If just from me studying the 22 tape of last week, when the pocket broke down for Daniel, he was looking to run right away. He was not looking at his receivers downfield, and that's fine because it was still positive play. But that might be of something that would frustrate a receiver. Like, yo, dude, I'm open, bro. Like,
yeah,
the bigger chunk of yardage is going to be you throwing the ball on that broken play instead of you getting 4 or 5 or even 8 yards, making that run.
Yeah, but I selfishly do want Odell, but part of me as just the fan of the NFL, I want to see Lamar Jackson and Odell Beckham Jr. on the same team on the field together because that would be probably so dynamic, and I feel like we need that, and I don't understand why the Ravens will not give this man any help.
I don't know. It's weird to me too. Maybe it's also like Odell. Maybe Odell is asking wherever he's going for a 2-year deal too, and the Ravens don't know what's gonna happen with Lamar. Like they're gonna have to, like at one point in the season, it looked like Lamar was gonna get the biggest contract of earth because he came out the storm.
Yeah.
He came out at the beginning of the season just killing it. And now it's been completely, silent over there. Exactly. So it's just weird what's happening with Lamar. Is Lamar going to be there next season? Who knows? And so I don't know if they want to even, I don't know if Odell wants to commit to that situation because Lamar might not be there.
Well, hey, Odell could play with Lamar Jackson for the Giants next year.
Yeah.
I'm with that. 100%.
Oh my God. I will pass out.
Yeah, I remember this commercial. It was like Michael Vick. It was like a 3D commercial. It was an animation commercial. It was Michael Vick and Terrell Owens, and they were playing just like them two against like 100 different football players. This was a while ago. This was like 10 years ago or so. That was always like the fantasy that we never got to see. Like Michael Vick with a premier wide receiver. I would love to see, like Nikki said, I would love to see what Lamar would do with a big time wide receiver.
Yeah, give the guy some help. All right. Well, speaking of quarterbacks with big contracts, guess who's back this week? Deshaun Watson is eligible. This week.
I thought you were going to go Daniel Jones. I'm like,
no.
He's
not getting Deshaun Watson money. No. What do you guys think? Are we going to see a rusty Deshaun Watson? I mean, it's been what, 2 seasons because he sat out, right?
Yeah.
With the Texans. So is he going to be rusty or is he going to come out slinging it all over the place? Like logically, I think he's going to be a little rusty.
I think he's going to be rusty, but it's still, I mean, the game plan for that team, I think it's still to, get Chubb, run the ball, maybe 15 or 20 touches. But that offense is going to change drastically if he's even a shell of what, even if he's similar to what he was. There's no reason why to believe that Deshaun Watson is not the same player that he was 2 years ago. He's still in his prime. They're going to be slinging the ball, and I wouldn't be surprised if he comes because it's just, again, it's that mentality that he knows that he's like the man. So I wouldn't be surprised if they come out and they're throwing, the ball 30 times in next week's game, even if he's rusty. Like you're gonna see the just the erratic throws.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't be surprised if they're throwing the ball 30 times.
I mean, and he has to play Houston. The NFL knows what they're doing, okay? You could have added 3 extra games on that suspension, but you added 4 because you're messy and you like storyline, okay? Yes, you're messy.
He should have been suspended for the year, though. Like, why? Like, exactly what you're saying. It's just for the drama. Like, why now when the Browns are pretty much eliminated from the playoffs? They're sitting at 4-7 right now in the AFC, which is jam-packed, loaded with teams that are competing for the wild card. Why bring him now? That just didn't make no sense to me. Exactly, storyline, like Nikki said. Yeah, I don't know, but whatever. Like, you know, I'm not excited to see, because honestly, like I do kind of feel I'm a little bit mad about that. Like, but you know, it's gonna be interesting to see. It's drama, and that's what the NFL wants. You know.
No, I totally agree. I think he's gonna be rusty in the pass game because he's back. I think that's the part that takes a little bit of time. What he can do with his feet, I think will be better than when he left, because the rest helps in that regard. So we're going to see a lot of action of him opening it up. You know, if it's 3rd and 8, his guy's not getting there, he's going to go, and it's going to be very hard to take him down. That's what I expect out of him.
He was doing, and just remember, like 2 years ago, what he was doing with a mediocre roster. Like he was just, they were scoring like crazy. He was doing crazy things. This guy has so much talent. It's going to be really interesting to see what he does, not only for just this game coming up with Houston, but like, how did he conduct himself? Because he has to win people over. A lot of people, there's a lot of people that he's never going to be able to win back, but he does have to win, like, especially the Browns. He has to win the Brown fans over.
Yeah, I look back. I mean, they probably would have gone 0-16 if it wasn't for him. Like, if you replaced him with an average quarterback, they would have lost every single game. Like, the fact that they were winning 4 games was incredible. That's the elevation right there.
That's the craziness.
The worst team in the league, you know, bottom barrel. But imagine what he's going to do when he's on a good team, a team with a, you know, I think that, you know, Cleveland still needs more talent.
Weapons. No, they have weapons. They're good.
They have weapons. They do. They do.
I mean, Cooper is all you need at wide receiver. You have 2 completely different running backs, but are both, in my opinion, are the top echelon of running backs. I mean, and he's fine. They got a super athletic talent that's never been able to like figure it out. In Njoku, he's gonna make Njoku look better. He's gonna make Cooper. Everybody's there is just gonna elevate. He's gonna elevate everybody. If it's still the same Watson, he's gonna elevate everybody's game.
That's what an elite quarterback does. We're going to see it. Real quick, guys, I just want to address Tudo's comment. Mikey, what do you think about Michigan's win on Saturday? Tudo, I was depressed. I had a bad feeling about the game, and I watched Michigan like just give Ohio State another, you know, beautiful loss. You know, here's the problem: I don't think anyone's going to stop Michigan right now from winning the national title. As a Spartan fan, that really pisses me off. Georgia's in a hangover mode. They're going to get there, and then they're just going to be like, well, we won last year, and they're not going to have that fire. So just wanted to bring that in real quick. Nikki, do you have one last question? Because I got one last question for Antonio.
Go ahead.
My last question is this. You and I were both in agreement about Jones in the offseason. I don't think we've really quite talked about our feelings on Jones since the start of the season.
Sure.
What are your thoughts on Jones? What do you think the Giants should do for quarterback next year?
So this is my opinion. I hang out with a crew of people that want absolutely nothing to do with Jones. That's my crew of people. I am not sold on Jones, but I'll say this: he absolutely has the opportunity to win me over. I'm not completely. I'm not in the mindset that Jones is completely done for me. But what I said is this: for the remainder of the season, Jones has to. He doesn't have to put up numbers. I don't care about his numbers, but I do want him to lead a 24 points per game offense. Figure it out how you're going to do that. I understand that you don't have the best weapons. I also think that people really are downgrading the weapons that we have, because if you look Hodgins and if you look at Richie James, between both of them, they have 1 drop between them. And in terms of separation, according to ESPN, Dan Snyder said this. So shout out to Dan Snyder. Said Slayton is 3rd in separation in the league.
So this whole separation thing's really
it's all blown
more
out of,
hearsay,
and even
yeah.
just me breaking down the film and watching Slayton. Slayton is playing out of his mind. If you see my tweets, I'm saying good morning every day to Slayton because, in my opinion, whether it's Jones, whether it's this coaching staff, they're the ones holding Slayton back, not the other way around.
Interesting.
And so I'll say, so 24 points per game is what I would love to see, and winning. That's all I would want. If Jones could for the rest of the season, and again, sounds like a tall task, but if you look at the game for Green Bay, the Ravens, and that Jaguars game, yes, maybe some of those games we didn't score 27 points, but it's because we either ran the ball to chew clock, but those were games where it was looking like we were doing 24 so points per game. If we can't get that, then absolutely, then I'm okay with Jones. You know, here's the thing too. Jones has already, in my opinion, won himself $25 million a year.
Oh, you think he's earned 25 already?
Oh, guaranteed. I think he's already
Wow.
won $25 million a year. If we're here thinking that Jones is gonna come in here and take a team-friendly deal for sit here for $15-20 million, there's gonna be 12 other teams that are gonna say, hey, we saw what he did, and we also think that we can make him better because we probably have a better team around here. All it takes is one GM. And I'm not a believer of teams taking of guys taking team-friendly contracts. I think that was in another era of football. I think guys understand that they have to cash in at whenever they can, because if not, you know, tomorrow's not promised for them.
Go for the team-friendly contract when you're at the end of your career and you don't really care anymore.
That's a different story.
That's
exactly. Yeah, but he hasn't cashed in. He needs to cash in now. Yes, his rookie contract, he's a quarterback and he got paid good chuck and change. He's gonna, if he goes anywhere, even if he's here, I think and even if we bring him back, I think that we can't go ahead and bring him back like on a 2-3 year. How we So right now we're projected to have $50 million as cap space. That's before we cut Galladay. That's before we fix if we do something with Leonard Williams. But at the end of the day, if you want to sign Jones and then you want to go ahead and also sign Barkley, that's a good chunk of change that you're gonna take from your cap. You're really not gonna be able to bring somebody in. You're going to have to draft that weapon at wide receiver. You're going to have to draft the team around him. So even regardless, I don't even think next year, even with Jones or without Jones, we're not going to be good. So that's going to shock people. Another thing too is I hear a lot of people saying that Jones already deserved the contract extension, but how can you give Daniel Jones a contract extension when Daniel Jones has never played a full season? If you were to give Daniel Jones an extension right now and he gets hurt either next game or the game before, you look like the biggest idiot in the world.
And we would have been at what, $30 million if we had done that, if we did the extension?
Exactly. If we did the extension. Yeah. So Jones gets hurt. There's so many different obstacles for Jones that if he does pass those obstacles, I'm more than okay of him coming back. And at the end of the day too, if Shane says that's our guy, we're going to bring him back, even though I disagree with it, I'm absolutely going to be on board. That's it. Those guys that are making the GM decision that see him every day in practice agree with it. I'm on board with it. And that's pretty much it. That's my point of view in Jones. It's not the point of view. You know, a lot of my friends, a lot of people a lot of people that I pod with, they're fed up. They're over Jones, but you know, that's on them. You know, everybody has their own opinion on it. Jones has had good games and I've been impressed by him sometimes. And then there's games like the Cowboys game where I was like, he left a lot on the field that, you know, it is what it is.
The Lions game where it's like, you know, that was just like,
or the Lions game or the Seattle game. Like there's so many games that I could point out too where I felt like he left a lot on the field. But there's been games where I'm like, yo, he's absolutely the reason why we won that game. And
commanding wins, game-winning drives. I mean, that's the thing. I will say this: Giants fans who follow BT or know of him, you know, he gets a lot of heat if he says something about Jones. And I want you to know
right away.
You just heard him right there. He was completely reasonable, completely level set. It's no hate.
Totally.
And here's the thing, and when it comes to my Twitter, it's funny because when I compliment Jones or say something good about Jones, you will get two comments maybe. As soon as I say something negative about Jones, there's 30 comments, 5 retweets, people coming harassing me, and I'm okay with that because half of those people I've never seen a day in my life. The people that follow me and see my Twitter on a daily basis, they understand what I'm doing. Like I'm not biased either way. It's just so far my grade on Jones is he's not doing enough. And one last thing before I head out, guys, just want to talk about this game with Washington. The quarterback matchup is so intriguing to me. It's a book smart guy in Daniel Jones against kind of like a street smart guy in Taylor Heineke. Taylor Heineke, when the play breaks down, that when he's on his best, as opposed to Jones, when the place breaks down, that's when we probably see Jones at his worst. Taylor Heineke, nowhere near the physical athlete that Daniel Jones is. Daniel Jones has a better arm. Daniel Jones has better legs. So it's so two completely different guys. It's Daniel Jones. These are the kind of matchups that Daniel Jones has to dominate, in my opinion. Again, I understand Taylor Heineke has the Commanders are a way better team than us in terms of their depth on defense, on offense. They're stacked. But Daniel Jones, you can't afford to dwell on that. You have to go out and perform with what you have right now. And you got to show us, man, that, listen, even though you don't have, here's another thing too. Put it on your receivers and show us that they're really incapable of doing whatever. Like, people keep saying, when I put out on plays, Daniel Jones should have thrown that. Hey, do you really want him to throw to Tanner Hudson? Yes, I do want him to throw to Tanner Hudson because I want to take the blame off of Jones or the doubt off of Jones and put it right on his receivers or put it right on his tight end.
Of his hands, we know it's not Jones.
That's not on Jones. That's on his guys. He hasn't shown us that. And then the excuse that Daniel Jones supporters want to use is, do you really want to throw to that guy or that guy's not getting separation?
We need to see
Who
it. The
cares?
bottom line is we have to see it to be able to evaluate and assess whether or not, we want to move forward with signing to a long-term contract.
And we don't, and listen, even if we don't see it this year, do you know the people who do know already what the answer is? The front office, the coaching staff, they already have their answer. So even if we don't see it, that's what I'm saying. Like, at this point, I don't even care if I see it or not, because you know what? They already know their answer. I just want to see wins at this point. So I'm rooting for Jones to help us get wins because I want to make the playoffs. I think that our roster progresses. The roster progression gets affected even more the more wins you have. And if they get to experience playoffs, these young core players are just going to develop better because they're going to be put in pressure situations. And if they thrive in pressure situations, the future's bright.
I'm with you. Antonio, just want to say thank you so much for
thank
stopping
you
by.
so much.
Guys, it was awesome. I appreciate you guys having the open invitation. And, hopefully I'll be back soon.
Yeah.
Totally. We'd love to have you back, man.
Whenever.
Yeah.
I think what we can all agree on is that however you feel about Daniel Jones, he's doing a whole hell of a lot with a whole hell of nothing.
That's what's been most impressive. The fact that, he's played as good as he has. He's had all these game-winning drives. He's done everything, and we're finding ways to win. And that's where I say, like, look, if Daniel Jones can pull off 10 wins this year, we go to the playoffs, why not bring him back? What I think is it would be great if we can get him back for 3 years, $20 million. He hasn't sold to me that he is, like, for sure that franchise guy worth 100 million, whatever, dollars. But if we get him for the right price, we can pivot in case they want to move on from Jones at any point. And then for 3 years, the Giants can draft the QB, and they can draft the best QB during that 3-year stretch, not just the best quarterback of 2023 or a given year when you're QB needy. It can be like the Chiefs with Alex Smith as they transitioned into Patrick Mahomes. Find the best quarterback. If we have to move on from Jones, we can.
Can we all hold out for Arch Manning? Can we do that?
Yes, we can. A 3-year plan. Arch Manning graduates in 2026. At that point, we trade away 10 years of first-round picks because we had already drafted perfectly.
Yes,
we can.
Okay, we're going to hold out for Arch Manning, and we are going to talk about this Monday Night Football matchup, and we're going to look ahead to next week's betting line. So we nailed it last week, right? We told you guys to take San Francisco, cover, and we went over, right? I think we went over on that. We did. So we nailed it for you guys. All right. Tonight is maybe not the most exciting game, but it feels like the Colts are re-energized. Jeff Saturday, Matt Ryan's back in the mix here. Like Michael Pittman Jr. is coming alive. I threw him in my fantasy lineup, so hopefully he goes off tonight. Let's see. Going off at DraftKings. All right. Let's see. Over under 39.5. The line is 2.5. Colts are favored.
39.5. I'm going to go with the over on this one.
Yeah.
I think they score somewhere in the 20s, each team. Yeah, definitely going with the over on that one.
I think so. I would go over. I feel like I would lay the 2.5. think the Colts will cover it.
Yeah, to be honest with you, I have this because you know what's funny about the Colts right now is they're really hard to play against because they have a brand new coach, and it actually makes things a little bit challenging when you have the interim coach. Uh, I'm not saying Jeff Saturday is a legendary coach. I'm just saying like the Steelers are going to struggle to figure out what he's going to do.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? Like he's obviously re-energized his team, so
Definitely.
you don't know what you're gonna get. And for the Steelers, is it time for Mike Tomlin to move on? I hate to say that because he's one of the greatest coaches, but
You know,
are
the
we
way I
getting
was
to
going
that
to
point where it's like, do they need a new voice?
You know, I don't know. I mean, he's still a terrific. I mean, I still think he's a good coach, and he's obviously got a great resume. And I mean, look, players in the NFL want to play for that guy. They sampled the rest of the NFL and said, "Who
Yeah,
would you like to play for?" Everyone picked Tomlin. Most players did.
true.
Um, but the problem is, it's like now they're kind of like in a position. I'll even bring in a similar coach, Bill Belichick, where it's like you lose that franchise quarterback, or Roethlisberger was on the decline a little bit in the later years. And now the team's just not on fire consistently enough. And it's difficult. It's difficult to be a good coach when you don't have that set franchise quarterback. We'll see what Kenny Pickett has, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Steelers did move on, but they are big homers for their coaching staff.
That they are. All right. So we'll see what tonight brings. Let's look ahead to week 13, run through what the lines are at right now. Obviously, they will probably change as the week goes on. So we've got Thursday night's game, Buffalo and Patriots. Buffalo is the 5-point favorite, over under 43.5.
I'm going to go with the Patriots on the spread. I think a home game Thursday night, it's going to be very challenging for the Bills to lob up that many points. And I don't know. New England plays their best football when the opposing team's good. And I think the Bills aren't really that kind of team that really buries other teams away.
No, they're not. And they've been struggling a little bit.
Yeah. This definitely seems like a game that Buffalo could struggle in. So I'm definitely going to go New England on the spread here.
Yeah.
And then on the total over under 43, 5.5. Yeah, I'm actually going to, it's so well put. That's such a good line right there, I feel like.
It's like right there.
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to go with the under.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm with you there. I could see Buffalo losing this game, though. I really could.
Definitely. It would not surprise me in the least.
Nope, not at all. All right, what are we thinking? Jets, Vikings. Let's see. We got Minnesota 3-point favorite, 45.5 over under. 3 points.
I'm going to go over, and I just had this weird feeling that Minnesota is going to stun on the Jets. I know the Jets have had some really good games this year, but like when they face a team like this that just has superior talent in this regards, I'm not seeing it. Vikings haven't had like a great win this year. I think this is going to be their good win, where it's like they're putting up big points against a team that's decent.
Yeah, good for your fantasy matchups.
Yes,
but all Minnesota in your lineup if you can, if you have them. Okay, here we go. Commanders, Giants. We touched on this earlier when Rio was on. Spread is 2.5. Let's see who's the favorite. Commanders are, and over under is 40.5. I'm gonna go under. I think it is.
Yeah, neither team can score. Yeah.
I think it is messy. It's probably like a field goal game. I get that vibe. Typical field goal game. Yeah.
I'm feeling 17-14.
Something like that. Yep. I'm with you there. How about Broncos, Ravens? Ravens, 8.5-point favorites.
Real quick. I'm going to go with Giants plus 2.5.
Oh, yeah. Yep. I like that.
Because we're the Giants. We're not going to lose.
No, we're not going to lose this week. We're not going to lose. We can't. No. We're not. It's not happening. I don't care how we do it. I don't care if we lose on our on our bet here. We're gonna win. The Giants are gonna win. Okay, so we like that one. Where did we go now? Okay, Ravens 8.5-point favorites against the Broncos. Over under 38. So, but then you look at the Ravens, and they gave up that game yesterday in a minute.
I know, but you know what? The Jaguars played. It's funny, like all these teams are on bell curves, right? Like on a given day, we should end up here in the middle. If you're the Panthers, you should have a pretty crappy game, but you have the ability to have a good game. You also have the ability to have a really crappy game. Like there's a wide range that every team has. And on any given Sunday, you know, someone's median might be lower, someone's like average game might be a little higher. But if you know the one's having an off day and one's having a strong day, then forget about it. You got yourselves a football game. How do I feel about Ravens Broncos? I mean, Ravens have disappointed a lot of people this year, but the Broncos absolutely suck.
I know, but is 8.5 a lot? Because I feel like I've seen the Ravens at least 4 times give up a game with a minute to go.
I've definitely seen. I'm trying to even think of all the
every
games
single game they've lost, they've just given it up. Like, I don't know. That's a lot of points, but then it's like, can Denver score points?
Yeah, I mean, that truly, can they score any point? I'm actually going to go with Baltimore on this one. I have Baltimore, and then over under 38. Yeah, they're going to hold Denver pretty low there. I'm going to go with the under.
I'm going to go under on that one. Yeah. Okay, we're in agreement there. All right, what do we think? We have Tennessee and Philly. Philly's 5.5-point favorite, over under 44.5.
5.5, and I'm going to give the touchdown to Philly. I think they win by a score. And then over under, I'm going to go over just because the points in this game could be pretty monumental. So 44.5 looks a little low to me if they're going to give the Giants and Washington 40.5.
Yeah, I'm with you there. All right. Okay. Deshaun Watson's return, revenge game, I guess. Or no, it's not really a revenge game. This is the NFL storyline game. Let's see. We got 7-point favorite, Browns, over under 47.
I'm going to go with the Texans +7. And then I'm going to go with the under 47. I mean, look, obviously the Browns can will be. Well, I truly believe they'll be successful under Deshaun Watson, but this is his first game back.
Yeah, we don't really know what we're getting, right? We're just not really sure.
Yeah, exactly. I'm too unsure for that one, so it'll be uncomfortably close games for a game for the Brown fans, and then definitely picking the under.
Yeah, ask us next week after we've seen Deshaun Watson for a full week.
Yes, then I'll tell you what the spread pick will be.
Yes. All right, let's go to now. This may actually be one of the more interesting games on the slate. We have Jacksonville and Detroit. Detroit, 1-point favorite.
We got a cat fight.
51.5.
Wow.
Oh my God.
No defense. I expect better out of Detroit defense. I'm going to go with the under. And then I'm going to give the win to the Jaguars because Lions fans are a little too high and mighty right now with their success. And just do not forget, Lions fans, your team absolutely sucks and will rip your heart out. And they're going to do it this weekend.
I'm going to go over here, and I think Detroit is going to cover. Yeah, I just have to. I've ridden with them to cover all season. I've done pretty well with that. So I'll go with the Lions on that one. All right, we got Packers and Bears. Okay. Packers, 3-point favorite, over under 42.5.
Packers. Sorry, Bears fans. The Packers just, I mean, you guys can't beat them. It's like when we play the Eagles. So going to the Packers, I'm thinking -3 on the Green Bay. Aaron Rodgers, a complete decline, but it'll be the one night where it looks like old Aaron Rodgers. And then for over-under, I'm actually going with the over. I think points will be scored. Bears are playing pretty good on offense.
Yeah.
Packers are going to have to win, put up points in this scenario. So over on that.
Yeah, I'll go over on that as well. And then it's, is Green Bay going to show up that we saw last night? Are they going to be the ones that show up, or is it the Green Bay that scores no points? But I think they're rolling a little bit now, right? Feels like they got a little bit of momentum. So yeah, I think I'll go Green Bay on that one all the way. All right, what do we like? Steelers, Falcons. What do we got? Falcons, 1.5-point favorite. Over-unders right at 42.
Steelers.
Yeah.
And then Steelers and over.
Yeah. Although I don't really like this game. I probably wouldn't touch it personally.
Yeah, that's trap either way. I wouldn't touch it either.
Yeah. No, we're not. Yeah. We advise on a pass. If you're going to pass, that might be the one.
Pass.
All right. Miami 49ers. Niners are 3.5-point favorite, over under 46.5.
Dolphins and then, I'm sorry, 49ers and then over.
Yeah. For sure. I think so. Seahawks and Rams, 8. Seattle's 8-point favorite, over under 41.
Man, I didn't realize
go over on that one.
much. But yeah, I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with screw it. Yeah, I'm actually gonna go with the Seahawks, and I'm gonna go over.
Yep, that's what I'm gonna do. I like the over there because I feel like Seattle. I don't know what the Rams are doing.
Yeah.
I-
Yeah, no one does.
All right. How about Chiefs Bengals? Chiefs 2-point favorites over under 52.5. Just give me the over all day with these two teams.
Well, I think at the very least it's going to be I'm going to go with over on that. Clearly an offensive battle, but I'm going to go with Chiefs -2. I feel like the last second drive will either put them at 2 or put them 1 over.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you think they win straight up?
Definitely.
I think it's going to be a battle.
No doubt.
Let's see. We've got Chargers Raiders. What do we got? 2.5-point favorite to the Chargers over under 50.5.
Going to go under and then Chargers.
Yeah, Raiders. I don't even know about them anymore. They're so fickle. All right, Colts and Cowboys. Can the Colts pull this out? So his spread is 9, and we got 43.5 over under.
I think the Colts get taken back to reality land here. It's going to be Cowboys -9, and then I'm going to go with over because the Cowboys are just going to absolutely crush them.
Oh, but I don't. I'm going to hold out hope. I'm with you, but I want to hold out a little bit of hope. All right, and let's see. Next Monday we have got Saints Bucks. All right, 3.5 over under 39.5.
I'll go with I think the Bucks win. I'm going to actually go with the Saints. It's going to be a closer than comfort game, and then I'm going to go with the under.
I'm going to go under on this one. Yeah,
right.
I'm going to go under because Andy Dalton just.
Because great minds think alike.
Yes, that's why, and because Andy Dalton sucks.
Yeah, he really blows. He's not very good at what he does.
He's I don't know why they keep sticking with him, but whatever.
But
We'll see. Anyway, all right, guys, that's it. It's been Rush Hour, second episode in. We appreciate you guys that all jumped on the show with us. If you didn't, we appreciate you in the comments. Make sure you're going to get a double dose of us. Catch us tomorrow, right? 8:00. Giants, guys, we will be here. All right, let's see if we win our bet for Monday Night Football.
That's right. We will be back, everybody. Thank you very much for coming in.